Well, Coach, how do you like it here at Oregon so far?
I love it. It's been a tremendous experience so far in the 6-7 weeks that I've been here. People have been very hospitable, very generous, very kind, very open to having me here. So it's all about the people. It's a beautiful place, beautiful facility, obviously, but at the end of the day, that wears off. It's the people that consistently are being kind and generous to you that makes this place special.
When you have a head coach that's also the position coach, offensive line, how do you divide up the duties as another offensive line coach?
However he wants it.
Yeah.
However he wants it. He's the boss, and he's the head football coach, and it's just something that it's a feel thing. It's not like everybody keeps asking me that, and if I see him on the right side of the offensive line, I'll just slide over to the left. If I see him on the left, I'll slide over to the right. So it's really my job to play off of Coach Cristobal, and it's something that I've known him for a very, very long time. So it's really fairly easy. I've known him for 34 years. So it's very easy. I got his mindset, his culture, his upbringing is my mindset, my culture, my upbringing. So it's really not a difficult deal. And it's not only me and him, it's myself, him, Coach Woodle. We all play off each other. It's not like we don't worry about stepping on each other's toes. Obviously, he's the head football coach, so we kind of fit in off of him. Yeah.
That mindset goes all the way to what time you get in. I understand that you guys are usually the first two in the building. Is that a little friendly?
No, it's not. I think it's our Eastern time zone. Our Eastern time zone sticks with us, and but we are both early risers. I really believe, once a workday starts, really any kind of real individual stuff that you want to do kind of comes to a halt. So if there's really, whether it's recruiting, whether it's working on cut-ups, whether it's working, hey, I want to go back and look at yesterday's practice to create something for today, you really got to get that done before other people get into the building, because then you're really on other people's schedule. It's offensive staff or special teams. It's not you being able to do just individual things that you want to do. And I could only imagine for him as a head football coach, for him as a head football coach, when 7 o'clock in the morning comes, then he's being pulled all different ways. So you just get more, in my opinion, you just get more done when others aren't around the building.
As far as coming to a new program and taking over a position group, this is a pretty experienced offensive line.
Yeah.
What have you been able to kind of diagnose with them and seeing this?
Well, I don't see it as me taking over a position group. Obviously, the position group, Coach Cristobal is still here. So, and obviously he did a tremendous job in reshaping the culture the way he wanted it. So honestly, it's me coming in, not trying to mess anything up, trying to fit in to them. It's a tremendous group. You're talking about Hanson, Throckmorton, Lemieux, Aiello. You're talking about guys that have played tons of snap here for the Ducks. So you take their input. You try to bring in maybe a technique, a footwork, a whisper in their ear, something that you feel might help them elevate their game in a certain mindset. But by no means am I taking anything over. I'm fitting in. I'm fitting in with Coach Woodle. I'm fitting in with Coach Cristobal. I'm fitting in with them, and that's been my mindset. This is not a broken. This is not a broken culture. This is not a broken offensive line. This is an offensive line that's on the proper path set forth by Coach Cristobal last year. So it's my job to fit into his philosophy, his mindset, his culture, and and we do that on a daily basis.
Did you meet Mario in high school or even before that?
Coach Cristobal and I met May of freshman year of high school. So we have known each other for 34 years. It's 34 years in 1984. So I think it's 34 if I can count. But it's 34 years that he and I have known each other. And it's just birds of a feather kind of flock together in terms of mindset, culture, same background, families, all that stuff. Where his family came from Cuba, my family came from Cuba, so kind of the same type of people. But so it's been that period of time. I was blessed and lucky in 2007 to be hired by him at the previous place that we both worked at. We're there 6 years with him. He went to Alabama. I was blessed to go to Marshall University, and then when he took over here as the head football coach, I was lucky to be brought in here at the 7 weeks ago as an offensive line assistant, and I'm blessed and honored to be here.
What does
Coach,
it
based
mean
on what you've seen, what do you think is going to be the strength of the unit this year?
Of the offensive line?
Yeah.
The experience, the desire, their leaders. They're just guys that want to be the best. That it's intrinsic in them, and so that you're blessed by that. And just hopefully, you know, we've got these 5 kids coming in, that signees, that these guys leave a legacy for them. And what's a legacy? To me, a legacy is not bowl championships. That's not legacy. To me, a legacy is what do you leave to those behind so that that culture can continue in the offensive line going forward. So it's I just see leadership. I see intelligence. I see a tremendous desire to be the best at their position.
What does it mean for you to reunite with Mario in this type of situation?
It means a lot. It means a lot. It means a lot to me because of my relationship with him goes beyond football, and my sole purpose is to see him be successful. I will do anything in my power to try to help our head football coach be known as a champion.
Did you guys talk about being coaches when you were young, or is that just something that happened?
You know what? It's just something that happened. You know, I was going to be an engineer. That lasted about a semester. Then I became a social studies high school teacher for 16 years. I was blessed to do that. I know he wanted to be a Secret Service agent. That lasted until he got into the coaching ranks, and you know, he went through the coaching ranks as a graduate assistant. I was a high school coach for 16 years. And then kind of after that happened, then, you know, when he had an opportunity to be a head coach 12 years ago, he asked me about my opinion on that position that he was going to take, and I said, man, I think you should take it. Then about a day later he calls back, well, will you join me? My wife says, well, we don't have to move, let's go. And so it's kind of from there, it just kind of happened. You know, it's kind of happened. I think you just work the job you have, and everything else will take care of itself in life.
When you were a teacher, how did you kind of keep your football mind sharp and just to be able to jump that back into?
You know what? My high school a coach to me is a teacher. That's what a coach is. Your classroom just happens to be the grass. Every day that I went to teach American history and U.S. government was an opportunity for me on how to connect with different types of kids and how to relate to them and their concerns and all that stuff. So it actually helped me. It actually helped me. Our Coach Cristobal and I have a tremendous mentor in Coach Dennis Lavelle, who was both our head high school football coach, and he was a better math teacher than he was a coach, and he was a pretty damn good coach. So it's something that's just what you did. That's what you did. I taught 5 out of 6 periods, and then I taught 3 more periods at the end of the day, which was football. You know, so it's what it is. To me, it's the same thing. It's just a different period, but it happens to be outside. We just taught right now in the meeting, you know, and now that was a classroom in there, and now we're the classrooms on the grass, and we just go from there.